Hey there, ready to dive into a career path that's both in demand and fascinating?
Yeah, definitely.
We're talking food production engineering,
Mm-hmm.
the brains behind making sure your favorite snacks and meals are made safely and efficiently.
Right.
Today, we're going beyond the textbook,
Okay.
using your stack of resources to crack the code of acing that job interview.
Sounds good.
So let's say you're staring down a question like,
Okay.
can you describe your experience with quality control processes in a food production environment?
Yeah,
It's a classic,
it is a classic.
but how do you make your answer stand out?
So specificity is key.
Okay.
Instead of just listing quality control principles, tell a story. Think back to a project where you implemented a new inspection checklist that drastically reduced defects.
Right.
Did it save the company money?
Well,
Did
yeah.
it improve the product?
I see.
Bring out those details.
Okay, so show, don't tell.
Exactly.
Now, what about this curveball? How do you stay up to date with the latest developments in food production technology?
Right.
That feels like it's designed to separate the truly passionate from the rest.
It absolutely is.
Okay.
This is where you flaunt your enthusiasm for the field.
Okay.
Don't just say you keep up with technology.
Yeah.
Name specific journals you follow, conferences you've attended, even online courses you've taken.
Right.
Prove you're in it for the long haul.
I love that.
Yeah.
Speaking of staying ahead of the curve,
Okay.
our research mentioned RoleCatcher's AI can help with these tricky interview questions.
Yes.
How does it actually work?
So imagine having a personalized interview coach in your pocket.
Okay.
RoleCatcher analyzes your practice answers for specific job roles
Uh-huh.
and provides tailored feedback.
I see.
Let's say you're struggling to articulate your experience with process improvement.
Okay.
RoleCatcher can help you quantify your impact, suggest relevant industry keywords,
Okay.
and even polish your delivery.
That's incredible.
Yeah,
It's like having a secret weapon for interview prep.
definitely.
Okay, back to the questions.
All right.
What about this one?
Yeah.
Can you describe your experience with food safety regulations?
Yeah.
This feels like a minefield if you're not careful.
You're right. It's not enough to simply say you understand the regulations. Interviewers want to hear about your proactive approach to safety.
Okay.
Did you train new employees on protocols?
Right.
Did you ever identify a potential risk and take steps to mitigate it?
So it's about being a champion for safety, not just someone who checks boxes.
Exactly.
Now, let's say you're asked,
Okay.
how do you approach problem solving in a food production environment?
Right.
That feels pretty broad. Where do you even begin?
Think of it as an opportunity to showcase your analytical thinking skills.
Okay.
Use the STAR method,
Okay.
situation, task, action, result.
Mm-hmm.
Describe a specific challenge you faced.
Right.
Outline the steps you took to solve it,
Okay.
and highlight the positive outcomes. The more concrete your example, the better.
Right, because anyone can say they're a problem solver,
Right.
but you've got to back it up with a real-world example.
Yeah.
This is where RoleCatcher's AI feedback could be really useful for fine-tuning those responses.
Right. Absolutely.
Okay.
It can analyze your answer for clarity, conciseness,
Mm.
and even use of industry-specific language.
Right.
Ensuring you make a strong impression.
It's like having a personal editor for your interview skills.
Exactly.
Okay, let's tackle another common question.
All right.
How have you implemented process improvements in a food production environment?
Okay.
This feels like it's all about efficiency and making things better.
You've got it.
Okay.
This is where you highlight your ability to identify inefficiencies and implement solutions that have a measurable impact.
Okay.
Did you streamline a production line to reduce bottlenecks?
I see.
Did you introduce a new technology that minimized waste?
Right.
Be specific and quantify your successes whenever possible.
Okay, so it's not just about fixing problems. It's about optimizing the entire system.
Exactly.
Now, let's say you're hit with this question.
Okay.
Can you describe your experience with food production equipment design?
Right.
That feels pretty technical.
It is, but don't panic.
Okay.
Even if you haven't designed equipment from scratch,
Yeah.
you've likely been involved in its implementation or improvement. Focus on a specific project where you played a key role.
Okay.
Maybe you helped install a new piece of machinery or troubleshoot a recurring issue.
So it's about understanding the equipment,
Yes.
its role in the production process,
Right.
and your ability to work with it effectively.
Exactly.
This feels like another area where RoleCatcher's AI could come in handy for tailoring your response to the specific job description.
You're spot on.
All right.
RoleCatcher can help you highlight the skills and experience most relevant to each individual employer, giving you a competitive edge.
I'm starting to see why everyone's raving about it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to a question that feels a bit more creative.
Right.
Can you describe your experience with food product development?
This one's all about showcasing your passion for food and innovation.
Okay.
Have you ever experimented with new recipes at home?
Right.
That's a great starting point.
Mm-hmm.
Think about scaling those ideas to a production level.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever suggest a new ingredient or process improvement based on your knowledge of food science?
So even if you haven't led a major product launch, you can still talk about your involvement in smaller ways.
Yeah.
That's really encouraging.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, last question from our stack.
Okay.
Can you describe your experience with food production line optimization?
Right.
This feels like it's all about efficiency and streamlining.
Exactly.
Okay. Think back to a time when you identified a bottleneck in the production process.
Right.
What steps did you take to improve the flow?
I see.
Did you rearrange equipment?
Okay.
Suggest a change to the workflow?
Right.
Focus on the impact of your actions.
How did your solution make the process smoother or more efficient?
It's all about making things run like a well-oiled machine, literally.
Exactly.
And speaking of optimizing,
Right.
let's loop back to RoleCatcher.
Okay.
We've talked about how its AI can help tailor answers to specific job roles.
Yes.
Could you give me an example of how that works in practice?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Let's say you're applying for 2 different food production engineer positions.
Okay.
One is with a large corporation focused on high-volume manufacturing,
Hmm.
while the other is with a smaller artisanal food company.
Yeah.
RoleCatcher's AI can help you adapt your responses to highlight different aspects of your experience.
I see.
For the corporate role, you might emphasize your knowledge of automation and large-scale production processes.
Right.
For the artisanal company, you could focus on your experience with quality control and your ability to work collaboratively in a smaller team environment.
So it's about showcasing the most relevant skills and experiences for each specific opportunity.
Exactly.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Now we've covered a lot of ground on interview questions,
We have.
but let's shift gears for a moment and talk about career progression.
Okay.
Our research included some interesting insights from a career guide specifically for food production engineers.
It's a field with a lot of potential for growth.
Okay.
A common path starts with entry-level roles, like a junior food production engineer.
Mm-hmm.
You might assist senior engineers with equipment maintenance,
Right.
conduct routine inspections,
Okay.
or troubleshoot basic issues.
Right.
It's all about gaining hands-on experience.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
You've got to learn the ropes before you can run the show.
Right.
So what comes next in the career journey?
As you gain experience and expertise, you could move into a full-fledged food production engineer role.
Okay.
This is where you might take on more responsibility for managing preventative maintenance programs,
Okay.
conducting root cause analyses when problems arise, and ensuring your facility adheres to all those critical safety regulations we talked about earlier.
That sounds like a pretty significant step up.
It is.
What does the career ladder look like for those with their sights set even higher?
Well, for those with leadership, aspirations, and a knack for strategy,
Yeah.
there's always the possibility of advancing to a senior food production engineer position.
Okay.
In this role, you might be responsible for developing long-term maintenance strategies for the entire plant, leading capital projects,
Okay.
conducting comprehensive risk assessments,
Right.
and mentoring those junior engineers just starting their careers.
Wow. That sounds like a challenging but incredibly rewarding path for those who are passionate about the field.
It absolutely is.
Okay.
And it's worth mentioning that with the increasing automation and technological advancements we're seeing in the food industry,
Yeah.
roles related to robotics, AI, and data analysis are becoming more and more prevalent.
Okay.
So if you're someone who enjoys staying on the cutting edge of technology,
Right.
a career in food production engineering offers a lot of exciting possibilities for specialization.
That's fascinating.
It is.
It sounds like a career path that's constantly evolving, just like the food industry itself.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
a dynamic field that offers opportunities for continuous learning and growth. And with the right preparation and the support of tools like RoleCatcher,
Yeah.
there's no limit to what you can achieve in this in-demand and rewarding profession.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
So for all our listeners out there who are feeling inspired to pursue a career in food production engineering, what are some key takeaways you would recommend they keep in mind? It sounds like a career with incredible potential for those who are passionate about food and driven to make a real impact.
It definitely is, and as we've discussed throughout this deep dive, thorough preparation is key to landing that dream job in food production engineering.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So let's recap some of those essential takeaways for our listeners.
Yeah.
Where should they focus their energy as they gear up for their interviews?
First and foremost, I encourage everyone to embrace those practice questions we went through. Think of them as a roadmap, not a script.
Right.
Internalize the core concepts they cover, and you'll be ready to handle whatever comes your way in the interview room.
Right. It's all about showcasing your unique experiences and skills within that framework. And speaking of preparation, we've talked a lot about RoleCatcher today. I have to say, it sounds like an invaluable tool for anyone serious about putting their best foot forward.
I couldn't agree more. The personalized feedback, the industry-specific insights, the ability to tailor your answers to different company profiles, those are game changers in today's competitive job market.
It's like having a whole team of career advisors at your fingertips. Plus, it's clear that staying up to date with industry trends is crucial for aspiring food production engineers.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This is a field that thrives on innovation, so demonstrating your commitment to continuous learning is essential.
Right.
Whether it's subscribing to journals, attending conferences, or even just following thought leaders online, never stop exploring the ever-evolving world of food production.
It's all about bringing passion knowledge and that extra edge to the table. And remember, an interview isn't just about answering questions, it's also about asking them.
That's such an important point. Asking thoughtful questions shows you're genuinely interested, engaged, and thinking critically about the role in the company.
Exactly. It's a two-way street. You're evaluating them just as much as they're evaluating you. So bring your curiosity, be your authentic self, and let your passion for this incredible field shine through.
And never underestimate the impact you can have. Food production engineers play a vital role in ensuring that people around the world have access to safe, delicious, and nutritious food.
It's a career path with purpose, challenge, and endless possibilities. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of food production engineering.
Yeah.
We're excited for you to embark on this journey and wish you all the best in your job search.